So he says to his coworkers that if I don't come to work tomorrow, it's because Katherine killed me. So this is John Price and this is Katherine, and they were a couple, and she tried to stab him. So he took out a restraining order against her for himself and for his kids, and he was concerned that she was going to try and kill him. So he told people at work about it. They told him not to go home, but he was worried that if he didn't go home, that she would kill his kids. So he did. He ended up going home later that night. He went to a friend's house till about 11 o'clock, came home, and that's when Katherine showed up. She had taken the kids to another friend's house, and she showed up in black lingerie. They ended up having some intimate time that night, and he awoke to her stabbing him with a butcher's knife. So he's running all over the house trying to get away from her. She's stabbing him with this knife. He gets to the door, he makes it outside, and then he dies. But what happens next is pretty horrific. So she drags his body back inside, and she begins to dismember him and skin him and hang him up in the living room. At this point in time, it's become morning time, and he's missing from work. His friends all show up at the house. They can't find him. They're looking through his bedroom window, and that's when they notice blood on the front door. They immediately call the police. The police show up, and they can't get in through the front door, so they break in through the back door, and what they find is absolutely horrifying. Inside, Katherine had prepared dinner for his two kids, and what she prepared was him. She had his head inside of a bowl of soup that was being stewed. She had cut up part of his body and laid it as chunks of meat on the plate, and she had their names sitting by the plates of food for them to eat their dad. And Katherine became the first Australian woman to be sentenced to life in prison without parole.